Clash Royale currently has 111 cards in the game, 114 if you also count the tower troops. Each card can be upgraded to level 15, commons starting at level 1, rares at level 3, epics at level 6, legendaries at 9, and finally champions at level 11. The higher the rarity, the higher the starting level. Upgrading a card to level 14 isn't that complicated. You get the required amount of cards for the next level, and then you use gold to upgrade to that level. However, upgrading a card from level 14 to level 15 is a different story. You see, once a card is level 14, the game doesn't require you to get more of that card. Not only that, it also costs no gold to upgrade to level 15. So, obviously there's gonna be a catch. Upgrading cards from level 14 to level 15 requires elite wildcards. 50,000 elite wildcards. Now, getting these elite wildcards is fairly simple. Every card you gain for a card that you have level 14 already will be converted into elite wildcards. One common card translates to one elite wildcard, one rare translates to 5 elite wildcards, one epic translates to 20 elite wildcards, one legendary translates to 1500 elite wildcards, and finally one champion translates to 4000 elite wildcards. Upgrading cards wasn't always like this though. Champions and legendaries didn't even exist at the start of Clash Royale. The Princess and Ice Wizard were the first two legendaries that got added to Clash Royale on the 29th of February 2016. As mentioned before, the higher the rarity, the higher the starting level. At the start of Clash Royale though, every rarity started at level 1, but a level 1 epic was still significantly stronger than a level 1 common. A common would max out at level 12, and an epic would max out at level 8. This was confusing to new players and was later changed in a way where higher rarities start with higher levels, so all cards max out at level 13. As you may have noticed, I just said that a common would max out at level 12. This was very unfair because an epic of level 1 would have similar stats to a common of level 6. So, when you upgrade your epic to level 8, you get to upgrade it 7 times. But when your common card is level 6, you can't upgrade it 7 times, only 6. This meant that epics could simply be upgraded to a higher level, which was obviously very unfair. That's why, on the 3rd of May 2016, commons and rares would gain an extra level. Commons could now go up to level 13, and rares would now go up to level 11. Epics stayed the same at level 8, and legendaries went from level 6 to level 5. Hold on. Legendaries used to have 6 levels? During the first few months of Clash Royale, the Ice Wizard and Princess actually had 6 levels. Upgrading the Ice Wizard or Princess to level 6 required the player to have 50 cards. 50 legendary cards. And, as you may know, legendaries used to be way harder to obtain than it currently is, making 50 legendaries for an upgrade even more ridiculous. You see, now we have things like Clan Wars, Trophy Road rewards, better chests such as the Mega Lightning chest, Legendary, Royal Wild and the Legendary King's chest, challenges, tournaments, the Season shop, and the regular shop, where Legendary now only costs 15,000 gold, and gold is also way easier to obtain in the current day and age of Clash Royale. We also have Path of Legends rewards and mystery drops. It's just a lot easier to get a legendary. But back in 2016, the most consistent way of getting a legendary was a super magical chest, which cost 4,600 gems in Arena 8, which was the highest arena at the time. If you bought your gems 14,000 at a time, which was the best value, then for a super magical chest, it'll cost you about this much, or $33. The higher the arena, the higher the chance of getting a legendary from a chest. I'll let 2016 OJ explain this real quick.
Chests in higher arenas contain more cards, so your chances of getting a legendary will improve each time you move up an arena. If you open all your chests every day, you're likely to get a legendary card every 54 days in Arena 7. Here are the odds for Arena 8. In Arena 8, you're likely to get a legendary card every 42 days. Legendary odds have practically tripled since the May 3rd update.
This video was made after the May update, and Ryan says in the video that legendary odds have practically tripled. This should mean that before the update it was 3 times as hard to get a legendary. Now I hope my math is right, but I divided the legendary odds for after the May update by 3. So in the video it says that the super magical chest has a 34.2% chance to drop a legendary. I divided it by 3 and it should be 11.4% before the May update. This means you would need to open up about this many super magical chests for a legendary. Let's round that number up to 9, then we would get 1 legendary every 9 chests. And as we established before, 1 chest is about $33. That means you get about 1 legendary every $297 you spend. And that is only if you were in the highest arena playing every day getting all of your chests. Mind you, at this time in the game, you could not buy legendaries from the shop. This was only added in the May update. So, to put this in perspective, to get a single legendary, you would spend about $297 on average. Upgrading into level 2 would only require one extra legendary, so level 1 would cost the player $297, level 2 would be $594, level 3 would be $1,188, level 4 would be $2,970, and level 5 would be $5,940. So that would be a grand total of $10,989 to get one legendary to level 5. But let's take it further to the level 6 we spoke about before. Level 6 would require an outrageous 50 extra legendaries. That would be 14,850 just to go from level 5 to level 6. So getting a single legendary from level 1 up to level 6 would cost the player $25,839. But hold on, that would be if you get the same legendary over and over. Realistically, you would only have a 50% chance of either getting the princess or the ice wizard. So, to get 1 to level 6, we would have to double the 25,839 to 51,678. Because of this ridiculous amount of money, there were only ever a few players in the world with level 6 legendaries. The only footage I could find is this video by PhoneCats.
Whoa! Level 6 princess! Well, that's max. That's real max level troops. Jesus Christ, dude.
Supercell realized how stupid this was, and in the May update, they removed level 6 legendaries. Now all they need to do is realize how fucking stupid level 15 is. Because I can barely fucking take it! Anyway, they removed level 6 legendaries, and epics would also require 200 cards for a level 8 upgrade instead of the previous 300. But what happened to the players that spent so much money getting all those legendaries and epics? People who had more legendaries and or epics were given a refund by Supercell. The exact amount for this refund is unclear, as there are very few players with level 6 legendaries, and none of them were content creators. Although, as we can see, Mole and Chief Pat were given a 450,000 gem refund.
And I'm gonna need y'all to look up in the top right corner for me real quick. 450,000 gems. So as you guys knew, I was maxed before, and a lot of those epic cards were just wasted. Supercell was super cool and gave back so many gems to people who just wasted a lot of them, especially people who had level 6 princesses and level 6 ice wizards, which was only a few. They got a whole lot of gems back.
And as Molt just said, he only had extra epics and he still got 450,000. They didn't even have any extra legendaries. As seen in this Reddit post, it was thought that people with extra legendaries were reimbursed at least 2 million gems, though how many gems they were given exactly isn't sure. In Supercell's terms of service, it is said that, quote, Supercell reserves the right to stop offering and or supporting the service of a particular game or part of the service at any time, at which point your license to use the service or a part thereof will be automatically terminated. In such event, Supercell shall not be required to provide refunds, benefits, or other compensation to users in connection with such discontinued services, unquote. This basically means that Supercell wasn't legally obligated to issue a refund to any of their players. Of course, if they hadn't done that, there would have been a big uproar in the community, and from a business perspective, it is beneficial for Supercell to keep high-paying customers satisfied. Level 6 legendaries were ridiculous considering how long it would take to get, and it was an extremely unfair advantage. But who gives a fuck, because we have level 15 and evolutions now. Thank you so much for watching. You have no idea how fucking long it took to make this video.